Hello, folks. Tonight we are here, right? Here we are.
Mostly here.
Yeah, mostly here. Sitting, hanging out in our office again. Again, the scenery has changed, but that doesn't mean that we have changed. We're still right here with you. Tonight we're going to be talking about a plan and a purpose. What is your plan and purpose? So the main thing that I want to really get you guys to understand where we're going is what's going on in your life. Where is your life? And I know this is a lot of questions at one time, but are you driving your life or is life driving you? That's the main thing we want to get to. So we got a little guy here with us. He was looking awful confused, right? When we asked, hey, these big adult questions, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm scared to death, right? So here we are, sitting, gonna have an interview with Mr. Judah. This is our big bad 7-year-old, the next black belt, ready to go, right? Maybe. So we've been taking you guys through a journey of getting you to know who our kids are, what our purpose is with them, what's driving them, and just kind of a feel of our family, of us being real with you guys and being able to show you that it's possible, that through all the hustle and bustle, all the craziness, all the madness that we face every single day, it's possible to be a family. It's possible to spend time together, even if you have to drag them onto your show.
This one we didn't really drag on. And in case you haven't noticed, he laughs at literally everything.
Worse than me. You gonna make faces the whole time?
I don't even know.
So what do we call him on our other podcast?
Lemmy.
That is your nickname, but you're known on our podcast as our weird child. Would you agree to that?
Probably, yeah.
As long as you know.
So, Mr. Judah, so we got to see if anybody wants to comment on anything that you have to say. So, folks, get those comments going. If you want to ask Judah a question or want us to ask through here, post up the comments and stuff, and we'll put him on the spot. Because this is not rehearsed. We are live, and we're just ready to take him through a few of our questions and see what's really going on inside that brain of his. So we'll get started. Thanks for being here with us tonight. Thanks for watching. So, Judah, very first question I want to ask you is, who is your favorite parent?
That was going to be my question.
Yes.
Look, no hesitation.
Mom. Why?
I don't know.
You do know why.
No, I don't.
You just like mom better?
Maybe.
You're nervous, aren't you?
Yep.
It's just us talking to a camera,
Look,
right?
nobody is really even watching right now. So there's no.
Are
We've
you
got-
sure about that?
We
we've
had
got
two, and one person already left.
We've got
so.
ones of viewers, twos of viewers now.
Oh, twos of viewers.
So, right now we just
Oh,
asked
God.
Judah the question here. Have some water, dude. Come on.
Thank you.
Who is your favorite parent? And then you just point and say, I don't know.
No.
Why is mom your favorite parent? We're not going to let you off that easy. You know us. You know we're going to push you to get real answers.
Why is mom your favorite parent?
Come on. They're waiting. You can't just sit here silent.
Because she's nice.
Because she's nice. So, for most of it, a lot of you don't know, but my kids kind of act like they're afraid of me. And it's not because I'm mean. They know that I'm very direct. They know that I'm willing to get to the point and get going. I have time to give details, but when I need them to move, I need to know why they're not moving, what's going on. And that frightens them because mom's voice is softer. Dad's voice comes through hard and strong, like, let's move. And we get rolling, right? Hey, Josh. Say hi.
Hi.
So mom's your favorite, and she's nice. So do you like your dad?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Dad's gonna cry himself to sleep tonight.
No, I've got tough skin. I'm good. I know he loves me. Deep down, he might not admit it, but deep down, he loves me. So, what kind of things interest you? What kind of things do you like to do, Judah?
Ride my dirt bike, on my four-wheel, go mudding, play in the dirt,
Okay,
and hang out with my friends.
hang out with your friends. So, you got a lot of outdoor type stuff going on, right? You like to ride dirt bikes, four-wheelers. You like to be in the mud. So, what's the best thing about just being in the mud?
I don't know.
Getting
Come
dirty.
on,
Yeah, it's getting dirty.
just getting dirty, right?
Yeah.
And this guy right here, Josh, he loves to get dirty. He is ready for the dirt every single
He
day.
gets
Isn't he?
dirty like every single day.
Every day, right? So, Tiffany, what question do you have for him? I'm gonna think of a couple better ones here.
Okay, so
Yeah, Mom.
who's your favorite sibling?
Oh, definitely Jacob. Jacob. Definitely
Why?
Jacob.
Why is Jacob your favorite?
We don't know. But
That's not
No, that's not nice.
well, she is.
From the mouth of babes, right?
Wow.
They will definitely tell you the truth. Bill Cosby said it one time. He's like, I just love kids because they're truthful. They tell the truth. But many times, just like Bill Cosby said that, you walk in, you tell a kid, like there's a cookie jar on the middle of the table, and you tell them, don't mess with the cookies. Don't get a cookie. Leave the cookies alone. You walk out, you come right back in, and where's the kid? Elbow deep in the cookie jar. Like, hey, I told you get out of there. No cookies. Why are you in the cookie jar? I don't know. I was getting one for you, right? But out of the mouth of babes, you never know. Art Linklater even had a show that said that kids say the darndest things, right? So
Next question.
Lemmy, do you like school?
No.
So what's different about school for you this year?
Not watching videos, and it's way
You're
easier.
stealing my money.
Yeah.
What's different?
Oh my
Wow.
gosh, I was so complete on
I missed it because this guy's stealing out of my change jug here. So what's different about school?
It's easier.
It's easier. So you don't like it because it's easier?
Like, it's easier than a Becca. That's true. It's easier
Okay.
than the videos.
Okay. So what's different? Because now that you don't just have mom as a teacher and you're not watching videos all day, so you're not streaming your classes. What's different about Gateway?
The thing that's different is I have like different subjects that I did. I have word building now. I have social studies,
Mhm.
and like we still have math.
Yeah. You're gonna have math and English the rest of your life.
You graduate.
Whether it's a class or not, you're always gonna be a math.
Even in
and
real life.
Math?
Even in real life.
Is the worst subject that I don't like.
Well, math is very important because it lets guys like me know where to put your money and how to deal with your money and how to turn that money into better money.
You just said like a whole bunch of money.
Yep. What is a big part of our lives? Either money is a big part of our lives, or it is a lack of money that is a big part of our lives. So the very best thing that we can do is we can learn how to use our money wisely and make our money work for us.
Why do you keep saying money so many times?
You're not listening.
You're focused on the wrong part of the story.
You're not listening.
Bobby.
So, okay, moving on. Right.
Right.
We're
One
losing.
more question, and then we're gonna ship you out of here so we can get to
Beep, beep.
the rest of it. Okay. And plus, your sister's locked out, and she's waiting on you to come open.
So- What do you want to be when you grow up? Get your hands out of your mouth. What do you want to be? Shut your mouth. Come on. Pay attention. Lock on. Right here. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A dirt bike ride.
A dirt bike rider. Okay.
Yep.
Well, what's it going to take for you to get there?
I don't even
Practice.
Yep.
Lots
Right?
of practice.
Lots of practice. Are you going to fall down sometimes? Are you going to crash sometimes?
I've already crashed.
Okay.
You
So
know?
what's the biggest thing? What do you have to do when you crash? What do you have to do?
You gotta pick it back up.
Very good. Pick it back up and keep going, right?
Mhm.
Don't let fear stop you, right?
I did that over Little Ones last year.
Yep. Persevere, overcome, right? Don't let the obstacles stand in your way, right? If you want to be the greatest dirt bike rider of all time, you got to focus, right?
Yes, sir.
Right on. All
All
right.
right. Tell everybody bye.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Go let your sister in, please. She's
Okay.
locked up.
Sometimes it's hard to get the younger ones to lock in. So
Sometimes.
you got to poke and prod and just kind of bring it down to their level, right? So the main topic, we wanted to bring him in this evening because his attention span is very short. You know, he's only 7, so you get about 7 minutes. We pushed him to about 11, but we want to focus on what's your plan and what's your purpose. Many people go through life every day and they have no idea what they're doing. They just get up every morning, they go to a job, and they say, okay, this is my life. So I do this job because it's the one thing that ticks me off the least, right? How many people
Maybe.
stay in a job just for years upon years just because it ticks them off the least?
I mean, I'm sure some people do. Other reasons they say is because it pays the bills.
Right?
I mean, even if it ticks them off, they still go to it every day because it pays the bills, which
Okay.
is the mindset of most people.
Right. And so they spend most of their time just making a living instead of making a life.
Yeah, agreed.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of making a lifestyle and holding to that and finding every way possible to make that life, they just set all their focus on making a living. And most of the time, what happens? They get snowed under.
Yeah.
And their bills outweigh their dreams, right? So their dreams get crushed and they stop chasing their dreams and they just start chasing the next dollar,
Mm-hmm.
right? Mm-hmm. So in life, what is one thing that you could tell somebody out there that when life is driving them, instead of them grabbing life by the horns, these cliches, and how can they drive life instead of life driving them? What would you say?
Well, just maybe reevaluate. Step back, take a deep breath. That's also like one of the biggest things that I learned from the conference we went to.
Mm-hmm.
As far as business, as far as your job is concerned, is like we're kind of, I guess we just kind of fall into family traditions. Like my dad worked hard, and I'm not saying you shouldn't work hard, but my dad worked hard and struggled, and so that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
So let me give you this. So statistically, in the U.S., 65% of employees are satisfied with their job. 20% of those are actually passionate about their jobs.
I would say 65% seems like people probably lied on that survey. I wouldn't. That's a big number. Satisfied.
It says they're satisfied. It didn't say
they're not completely miserable.
That they're not looking or they don't have. The one thing I learned tonight is we did some role playing and stuff in a business meeting, and we were going through some things and asking some questions. And one of the things that stuck out to me was, even in the role playing, you put yourself in this position to kind of think, what would I say, or where would I be if I was asked this question? And so 65% of people may be content, and they may be content because their ambition is complacent.
That's it. That's what I was getting at.
That they're just not really looking for anything.
Well, people don't think there's more out there.
Right. Like they're just day in and day out, they're constantly processing, what do I need to do to just keep from losing my job? Or what do I need to do to just get through this day? Because what do you hear out of most every person that you run into, that I run into in the warehouse? I hear, oh man, it's almost Friday. Hey man, Yeah, oh gosh, it's Monday.
But in
right?
reality, that's not even a way to live your life, because then you're rushing your life away
Right. You're living your life for the weekend.
for the weekend. Man, I
Remember
feel
that
like
song? Everybody is working for the weekend.
that's how I lived my life in high school.
right.
But that's not how I want to live my life now.
Exactly. But that's the mentality of most folks, is that they're living for the weekend. They're doing whatever it takes to get them to the weekend. And so yeah, they may be complacent, but the questions that were asked and the things that got me thinking on this same level and on this same topic was, that given the question, if you were asked, you know, do you see yourself doing this job long term or until something better comes along? That's the nugget right there.
Right.
Because many people have lifelong training and experience in something. There's still many people in an older generation that have been doing the same job for 20, 25 years. It's not so prevalent in the warehouses because most of those folks, yeah, they may have the same type of profession, but they're not dedicated to an employer. They're dedicated to themselves. It's like, well, if I can just get a different job and make more money, everything will be right. If I can just make more money, I can get to this level and I can be better. But Puff Daddy said, more money, more problems, right? But what's driving our lives? Are we passionate? Are we purposeful in what we're doing for our kids and our families?
No, I don't feel like it, because I feel like most people think if they go for like their hopes and dreams, their desires versus reality, I guess,
mm-hmm.
then they won't make it. Like, you set yourself up for failure because you already have in your mind, man, I'd really love to do this, but I'll never make it.
Right. So what I'm hearing in the process of what you're saying is, I have hopes and dreams, but I'm afraid. I have hopes and dreams, but what if I fail?
Yeah.
What if you fail? What if you walk away from a job that's paying you every day and you're just making a living? So what if you go to your dream? What if you follow your hopes and your dreams? Now, I'm not telling you folks to run out and quit your job tomorrow, or call in tonight and be like, you know what, I'm going to send this email. Yep, I'm done with you. Come get your stuff. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is just take a good long look at your life. Look at where you are, because if there's one thing that we've learned from COVID is that things can change in an instant. We already see that death is lurking around every corner, that death is a possibility every day. We're not promised tomorrow, right? There is no guarantee of tomorrow or next year. And so if you live 65 years stifling your hopes and your dreams, and then what happens when you're too old or you've got health problems and now you can't?
Or not only that, as a parent, what happens if you have to work can to can't, and then you come home and you can't do anything with your kids because you're so exhausted? Mm-hmm. You've created such a lifestyle that you have to work like that.
Good point.
Then your kids are, I tell Bobby this 24/7 when he tries to work long weeks, like, it ain't worth it, buddy. Like, money is great,
right?
But it's not worth, one, having a heart attack at a young age, and two, looking back when you're 65 years old and your kids are grown and you can count on two hands how many trips you took or what you did together,
or like, how many memorable moments that you actually had.
Yes, because and we try to buy our kids. Like, a lot of people try to buy their kids large gifts and this show love that way. That's not what it's all about.
And so one, I'm glad you brought that up, is the buying of their kids. It's not always just with money. It's not that I make such and such amount of money a year, so I'm able to invest this in my kids, and I'm able to buy my kids love with things. But most of the time, we see this every single day, and hit it in the comments if this is you or you know somebody. We'll just say you can just speak for a friend. But how many parents are wasting their days just trying to be accepted by their kids and be their kids' friend?
That too, yeah. So I have an
the
idea.
discipline goes out the window.
Yeah. So before this idea, because ideas come in my head and then they go as soon
Okay,
as they
go
come.
ahead.
This idea. Okay, so what if we do a challenge for Christmas this year? Like us included, but then include all of y'all too. A challenge. Instead of, okay, if you have kids, listen, I'm going to need you to get them kids away for a minute because I'm going to speak something that your kids don't need to hear.
Run them out of the room. Put your headphones in.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going. Okay, so we don't do Santa at our house. We never have. Yes,
You were warned.
We get
So
a lot of judgment for it, but we just don't. Our kids are not deprived in any form or fashion. We usually go overboard.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, long story short, that's not a story, but whatever. This year for Christmas, instead of, because I know that I stress over, okay, do I have everybody enough stuff? And then on Christmas morning, I always feel like a failure because, wow, I spent a lot of money. Really, that's all I got on?
Yeah.
So,
and now we see, like, we can be honest. We understand inflation. Wait till you see the bill after Christmas this year. There's no reason, me becoming a financial guy, I'm telling you guys, here's my motto. I'm going from grease to greatness. And so I'm working diligently to help people in their finances. And so you do not want to put your Christmas on a credit card
okay, so
or
let me
on
finish
credit.
before I lose it. Okay, so why don't we this year, instead of going all out with the gifts, I'm not saying don't get your kids anything. Geez, get your kids some stuff. But instead of going
Right.
all out and stressing over the money situation, why don't you spend quality time with them? Like set new traditions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, traditions, you don't really care for traditions, but I kind of like them to an extent.
I don't have anything against them.
But I mean,
me personally, I just think a lot of people stay in traditions for the wrong reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. So anyways, just set new traditions, play games or make things, bake together, cook the meal like as a family instead of mom busting her butt in the kitchen all day on Christmas while everybody else has fun. Do it as a family.
So here's a plug. Not that I'm advocating for Pinterest, because everything is good in moderation. There's some stuff on Pinterest that you probably don't need to look at. But just obviously, just saying this, if you don't know how to cook, you don't know how to do something, you can go on Google, you can go on Pinterest. Those are two places that you can find out how to do something.
Yeah, follow a recipe,
YouTube,
man.
Right? Follow a recipe.
This chair sounds like a fart every time I move it. Okay, so anyways, I feel like that'll be, especially this year with inflation so high and everybody struggles, like I don't know if you got your electric bill lately, but we got ours the other day. It's making me
For real, I about had a heart attack.
Like it's like a house note, it's so high.
Yeah.
So anyways, instead of stressing over that, I feel like maybe if we just refocus, because I do remember like my parents always did well.
You are scratching like
I can't help but mention. Anyways, but I do remember when like the Christmases that we got little, but we did things together was the most memorable Christmases to me.
And see, like, there's a lot of things about my childhood that I remember because I came from a broken home in multiple facets. There were a lot of things that I didn't necessarily miss out on, but there are things that I don't remember because the things that we went through kind of overshadowed the things that were going on. But I do remember one year when my dad had a Jeep and it snowed and we bundled up and we were wrapped up in clothes. We looked like the kid brother on A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And so we were wrapped up tight, seat belted in. Wasn't car seats back then, really, but we were seat belted in. And Mom and Dad were in the front seat of the Jeep, and we went out into the field behind the house and just started cutting donuts. My dad was driving crazy, cutting donuts, and like that was the first time I was exposed to that. And at first, it scared me to death. I remember being in the back seat and looking at my sister, and I'm crying, and she's having the time of her life. But now, that's the kind of stuff that I love.
Right.
And I remember that year. I remember that time of us just spending time together and just going out and having fun. And at first, it was a shock to me because it wasn't anything that we ever did. But we also had a camper. We had a pop-up camper when I was little. We would go camping all the time. And that was one thing that kind of brought me out of my shell, was being with the family, but then taking those skills and taking that personality and being able to talk with my parents, to being able to relate that to other people and not being afraid to talk to people. Like, I can make friends anywhere. People will come up to me and just start talking to me. And I just tell you, like 3/4 or more will just start telling me their life story. And it's great because I get to know who these people are. And me being a pastor, I get to know how to see the struggles, pray for them in their journey, pray for where they are and what they're facing and where they're going. So as we get ready to wrap this up here, I know we've been rambling on, we've been talking pretty fast, but I want you to think about where you are. I want you to think about what your family looks like. If you're the driving force, or if everything else is driving you.
Right, and don't just like change things overnight. Obviously, sit down.
Small corrections, like flying a plane.
Yeah, and
small
if you're married,
corrections.
sit down, discuss it. Maybe write out your game plan for it. Start small for the next 6 months. When you hit that goal, do it for the next year, so on and so forth.
Very good. Very good point.
There are better ways to live our lives. The American dream has become what's the word? Tarnished, I think.
Yes, very.
So
see why I love this lady here. She comes up with some stuff like, a lot of times we have our episode and we have a little bit of stuff like outlined, and then sometimes we follow it to a T, and then like tonight a lot of it is it's just really on the fly.
I actually didn't know what we were going to talk about until he was like, "Hey, this is what we're talking about." Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't include her on the on the set list today.
It's been a busy day.
But anyway, I just really want you to look at where you are and just consider for a moment where your family would be right now if everything was just called into question. And what you can do, even just making small changes to benefit your family, or to bring things to another level so that you guys can really spend quality time and really make some memories. Not to live the memories through the phone. Google and Snapchat, they'll bring up your memories and you go, oh, look at that. Think about the things, think about the places that you've been. And I'm not telling you to go out and start planning all these trips and go into debt, obviously. But there are things that you can do on a tight budget. There are things that you can do without costing any money. You already have some groceries. Take your kids out somewhere. Take them to the park. Take them out into the woods. Spray down with some off if you're from the South, right?
Definitely.
Put something on to save you from them chiggers. But have a picnic. Block out some time. Block out distraction. Put the stinking phone on Do Not Disturb and go spend some time with your family. Go fishing. Just sit and admire God's creation. Just look at a sunset. Look at a sunrise. Look at the stars. Just lay on a blanket and look up at the sky and just talk with each other. Spend some real time.
Yep.
So that's our time. That's our show. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you guys for watching. Those of you that are going to watch on the replay, that have your schedule and have us fit it into your schedule, thank you so much. But we want to encourage you. We want to kind of spur you on to be the driving force in your family. Be the one that makes time for the family reunions. I don't even hear about people going to family reunions anymore. Mm-mm. Since my grandmother passed, we don't have them. She was the one that put it together. Her and her sister, they would put it together. So maybe you should be that person. Maybe you can be that person. But baby steps, just like flying a plane, make small corrections, but make the memories that last a lifetime. That those will be the times that when you sit around, when you're unable to physically get around, that you can sit around and drink coffee, make s'mores, whatever, and talk about the great times.
Yep.
All right. Anything from you in closing?
Maybe I'll iron the backdrop before next time.
Yeah, we just put this up today. I told you we're doing some different things. We're remodeling, but you guys kind of get to see it along the way. So thank you very much for following. Thank you for seeing our progress. Thank you for those that are giving us the encouragement along the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys. We love you, your comments. We love the fact that you're watching. Thanks for being there. Thanks for giving us the ideas and the purpose.
Yep.
All right. We love you guys. Y'all have a great night. God bless you. And we'll see you next time.